My boyfriend pissed on me during love making without asking and had a breakdown after. Hey everyone. So for some background, my boyfriend and I have been dating for about a year and some change now. He's had some intimate issues in the past, etc., but it hasn't affected our love making life. We have a pretty normal intimate life about once a week and I find it fulfilling, to be honest. He makes me feel comfortable, and I do the same. That all changed last night around 9 p.m. Him and I started getting into it. I usually engage things since he's a sub, and it was getting hot, so we did some foreplay and screwed. Not even 15 minutes into the deed, he pulls out and starts full-on spraying on my torso and face. I was shocked and confused for the first few seconds, but once I realized what was happening, I jumped back and moved on the other side of the bed. He just kept peeing until he was done and the sheets were soaked. Immediately after he did this, he said sorry and went to grab paper towels to clean up his mess. I was just in shock the whole time and went to take a shower as fast as I could. After my shower, I came out to a bed covered in paper towels and my boyfriend crying on the floor and shaking. I just stood there and stared at him and honestly felt disgusted. He really broke my trust, not to mention the fact he peed all over me in my bed. He looked up at me and asked if I was okay. I said I was and then asked him to get his stuff and leave my house. Looking back, I probably shouldn't have been so harsh, but it was like I was speaking to a completely different person. It took a while, but eventually he left and I was able to wash my sheets and process what happened. He texted me like 30 minutes later apologizing again and saying his PTSD and trauma took over and he couldn't control himself. I haven't texted back and he's just been blowing up my phone with apologies. I feel so violated by him and I honestly need a couple days before I talk to him again. Am I being too harsh? Any advice? Update: my boyfriend pissed on me during love making without asking and had a breakdown after. So my boyfriend blew up with texts to my phone yesterday and I left him completely dry since I was processing everything and getting advice from friends and family. They all know and love my boyfriend, so they supported him and gave some comfort to me by telling me not to give up on him. I love him so much, so I wasn't going to end things so easily, but that doesn't mean I'm sweeping it under the rug. I texted him back this morning after his numerous apology texts by just saying, "Hey, can you talk?" He immediately responded back and asked to call, so we did. He was audibly shaken over the phone and immediately started crying at the first bit of conversation, but he wanted to keep going and talk it through. Without any warning, I just kinda went off. I told him what a crappy day I had because of what he did and that he made me feel absolutely disgusted and violated as a human. I felt used by him and I didn't feel the usual tender love I get when we do make love because of him peeing on me. He kept apologizing, but then I asked him what was growing through his head when he did it. He apparently couldn't control himself and in the moment just felt like he desperately had to pee. He said he wasn't in his right mind and that he couldn't explain why exactly he chose to pee then when my bathroom was like 10 feet away. We kept talking and I told him that this was probably some trauma resurfacing and he needed to get professional help. I suggested we get him therapy and we get couples therapy for ourselves. At first he was against the idea of therapy, since he had never thought of it as being helpful and just a scam, as he put it, but after some convincing and pointing out that he literally peed on me due to some traumatic stuff, he agreed to get therapy. I think I'm going to see him tomorrow, because I really miss him despite the whole incident. I also feel like he needs some love and so do I, to be honest. I'm confident the same crap won't happen again, knock on wood, but I'll let you all know if something does. Again, thank you all for the help and support. My boyfriend definitely needed some help for a while and it sucks that it took this happening for us to realize that, but here we are. Thank you everyone.